So for this video I'm making, I wanted to give some insight onto one of the movement combos that I do pretty regularly that keeps me protected for pretty much an unlimited duration and is extremely useful when starting out. And I haven't really seen anything that's like this for Ninja, so I wanted to make a quick video to show what I do for a looped movement that you can do over and over again without really having to worry about cooldowns. And I wanted to break it down into parts so you guys can understand a little bit easier of what I do, because I usually get a lot of questions about this stuff on my stream, but I wanted to make a video just to give a little bit more clarity on what I do. So for this, I'm going to show you how the movement combo is going to look once it's finished, but this is what you're going to be aiming for. So your movement combo is going to want to be looking like this when you're finishing the video and practicing on your own time. But for the main way I'm going to be basically making this video is going to be doing this movement combo, but I'm going to be doing it in parts and segments. So like each new segment will be adding one skill to it, but for the first one I will be doing 3 skills, but every skill after that is going to be one at a time, so you can have a better way to follow, and so it's not so much to take in all at once. For the first segment, you're going to want to do right click for transition stance, Shift AW for silent charge, and then right click again, just like this. So if you aren't familiar with silent charge, I should probably add that when you do Shift W, this is the normal one. I don't really use this one anymore. It's fine to use, but it gives you limited camera movement, and it kind of fixes you to look at the place that you want to go. And what I find a lot easier is to do it diagonal, so you can still look at your target and have to move your camera just slightly instead of having to just go like this. I don't like doing it like that because it gives you tunnel vision of looking the direction that you're going. I want to be able to track my target still, so I use the diagonal one. But what I would do, if you're not familiar with it, is just practice this for like 5 minutes, getting it perfect so you don't mess it up. All you gotta do is just do Shift A W like that, and then Shift A D. But as long as you can get it like that and you get pretty comfortable with it, you should be fine. But moving on from that, what you want to do for this first segment, which is transition stance, silent charge, and then transition stance again, all you want to do is just practice these 3 skills. So you just do right click to bring your katana up, silent charge, right click, just like that. So right click, silent charge, right click, reset, right click, silent charge, right click. Do it the other way as well. Make sure you get comfortable with both ways. But silent charge, no, right click, silent charge, right click, just like that. So 1, 2, 3, just like that. You can also practice like on doing it like on a target, like just this rock right here. You can just do just like that, or just get comfortable with tracking your target like that. Just right click, silent charge, right click. You want to be able to stay on target as you right click like this. You don't want to do it like this and then look this way, because your transition stance has a frontal guard and it's only at the front here, so you can easily get CC'd from your sides or from behind. You want to be making sure that when you're doing your right click, you're aiming at your target constantly so you don't get CC'd. You can also, when you get a little bit more comfortable, start changing your camera position a lot more in case someone's like coming up behind you. So let's say someone's coming here, you do right click, silent charge, and then right click, just keep your eye on them. Or maybe they're coming up behind you, but you want to just be able to do this pretty comfortably, just like that. Just right click, silent charge, right click, reset, right click, silent charge, right click, reset, right click, silent charge, right click, just like that. What I'm going to get into next for the other segments is I'm going to be adding ghost step, but what you want to learn first is being able to do these 3 skills comfortably and efficiently without having to mess it up at all. You want to be able to just do it like this really cleanly. You can tap right click as many times as you want, just like that, until it goes down. It won't really like cancel the animation, so you don't have to worry about that, but that's what you want to learn first, those 3 skills. But to move on with that to like section B, what I would add is ghost step. So this is where it gets a little bit more complicated, and you start noticing like you're giving yourself a lot more protection. So you're going into frontal, iframe, frontal, and then you're going into ghost step like this, which is another iframe. So as you add another skill, you want to just make sure that you get comfortable with it and are able to do this comfortably, just like this. See how I'm doing this? Just do it like that. Don't add anything. Don't do anything else. Just do those 4 skills now. So right click, silent charge. Right click, ghost step. Just like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. You want to learn those 4 skills. Do this in parts, obviously. Do it one at a time. It makes yourself to learn it a lot easier instead of trying to do everything all at once. But once you're just comfortable like this, you're just like free moving like around the battle arena, just doing it like that, you should be good. You want to be able to get comfortable with movement like this, because you know, it'll get really complicated a little bit later on, but as long as you're using these core skills and you're getting comfortable with it, you should be fine. As long as you're just doing it like that, you'll be golden. So for the next part, I'm going to be adding in C-swap, which is a very important skill. I'm going to go into which C-swap I use and why I use it, but for the main part on this demonstration, I'm going to be using WC. What I mean like a different swap is that there's WC going into pre-awakening is a slow one. It gives you this long duration of a frontal guard. If you see your character up until he does like that flash of reset where he resets his body, that's all frontal guard. It's a linger frontal, and as long as you're doing that, you should be perfectly fine with using this C-swap, but you just have to be careful that you don't get CC from behind. The other swap that you can use is DC swap, but I'm going to go into DC swap in a later video because it's pretty complicated and it takes a lot more practice, but for now I'm just going to do WC. So for the WC swap addition, you're going to want to do the same skills that you've been doing, but you're just adding the WC swap after ghost step. So I'm going to break it down really slowly here, but this is going to start giving you close to the looped movement. You're just going to need one or two more skills after this, and then you should be able to do it perfectly fine. But what you're going to do now is right click, transition stance, into silent charge, right click, ghost step, C swap, just like that. And you wanna get comfortable with that, and make sure you're not like slow swapping at the end of the ghost step or anything like that. Just make sure you're getting comfortable with your WC swap and you're tracking your target as you do it. So say the rock is my target. You want to be able to just do it like this. See how I C swap at the end there? So right click, silent charge, right click, ghost step, C swap, just like that. Just make sure you're tracking your target the entire time. So right click, silent charge, right click, ghost step, C swap, reset, right click, silent charge, right click, ghost step, C swap, just like that. Get comfortable with it, do it in different directions, do it kind of freestyle like this. Maybe you're going backwards, do it like that. You want to be able to do it in all directions and get comfortable with it. You don't want to just like rush your practice and try to do everything at once. You want to be able to do that movement in all directions, because this movement is very, very useful in pretty much every situation. So what you're gonna wanna do is get used to that and practice it constantly, and make sure you don't do that. Don't slow swap it like that, but just doing it like this, doing it in different directions, and tracking targets, just like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. You want to get used to that and hone your skills, so you can start doing it really fast like this and not have to worry. So Just make sure you keep learning that like that. So transition stance, silent charge, transition stance, go step, C-swap. Just like that. After that, this is where you're going to start looping your movement. This last skill is what's going to basically bring everything all together. This will be like what, segment C? Or yeah, pretty sure segment C, but we'll see. For this one, this would be the last skill you want to learn, but if you're still having trouble, just keep sure that you just make sure that you're practicing it constantly. And if you're having trouble like moving along with like towards like the end of this where you're C-swapping, just go back to the basics of learning these 3 skills like this: right click, silent charge, right click. Or if you want to even go slower, you can just do right click, silent charge, and then just right click again really slowly and reset yourself just like that. It's going to take some time if you're a brand new ninja, but as long as you start getting used to how the skills work, it'll feel a lot better. But for the last skill, to loop the movement entirely, it's going to be go step again right after C-swap, and that'll bring everything all together. So let's say this is going to be the end of the movement. I'm going to do it at a different part. So let's say I just finished doing right click down like this, and then I go step into C-swap. That's where I'm going to be starting this combo off. So let's just say I just finished coming out of silent charge. I do right click, go step, C-swap, sit in C-swap, go step, and then C-swap again. Just like that. So this is a little bit more confusing, but every time I'm standing here right now, just pretend I just finished doing the silent charge into right click, and I'm going into the go step, which is skill 4. What you're going to want to do is, pretending that I'm at the end of the silent charge and transition stance, you're going to do go step, C-swap, and you're going to sit in your C-swap like this for the full duration for that frontal guard, and then you're going to go step again afterwards, because go step has a 1 second cooldown. If you try to go step directly afterwards, you're just going to walk like that because it's on cooldown. So you got to sit inside the C-swap frontal guard so you can linger it and wait for the go step cooldown. So I'm at the end of the silent charge and transition stance movement. I'm going to go step, C-swap, sit in C-swap, go step, C-swap, just like that. This is where it gets a little bit more complicated, but it's as long as you can get it down like this, you should be perfectly fine. So start in Awakening, go step, C-swap, go step, C-swap. See how I did that? That's exactly how you're gonna wanna learn it, and it'll be easier to do it like that. So I'm gonna do it really slow. I'm at the end of this movement combo where I do silent charge, or I do transition stance, silent charge, transition stance. This is where I am. This is where the start of this combo is. So I just finished doing that. You go step, C-swap, go step, C-swap. Just like that. You want to get used to that combo and start doing it constantly like the other ones. Just like that. Go step, C-swap. Just like that. Or hold on, my bad. Go step, C-swap. Go step, C-swap. Just like that. So you start in Awakening, go step, C-swap, go step, T-swap. Just like that. Both of these C-swaps are linger frontals, so you can sit in them as long as you want until the animation ends. But the key thing to remember is just to stay in the C-swap where you're going into pre-Awakening. So you're gonna do it one more time again, sitting in Awakening, go step, C-swap, sit in your C-swap, and then go step, C-swap again. You want to get your timing down to where you're doing it right when your go step cooldown's coming back up. So let's see, you'll see it here. So I'll do here, let me move it to a better area actually. Just like that. So I just finished doing the silent charge thing, so I'm going into go step, C-swap, waiting for C-swap, waiting for go step to come out of cooldown, and then I do it again. So like you can just keep an eye on it here. I'll do my go step, C-swap, waiting, go step, C-swap, waiting. Just like that. So you'll see the cooldown coming up. You're waiting, go step, C-swap, wait for it, go step, C-swap. Just like that. That's all you gotta do. Just learn it like that. Just do this in the battle arena. Just like that. That's all you gotta do. Go step, C swap, go step, C swap. Go step, C swap, go step, C swap. Just like that. Just do this around the arena the entire time, but you don't want to only learn it forwards, you want to also be able to do it sideways. So like, what I mean by sideways is like that, like going this direction but keeping your funnels aimed at your target, like this. See how I'm turning my camera? Making sure my camera is always on my target. But once you get that segment down of just this entirely new part, this is where you start incorporating the first part into it. Just like this. Get used to that, get used to that. Now, this is where everything comes all together. So when you were learning this first part, where you do transition stance, silent charge, transition stance, go step, C swap, this is where it comes all together, and you start doing it all together. So I'm gonna do it slowly with everything together now. So it's gonna be transition stance, silent charge, transition stance, go step, C swap, go step, C swap, transition stance, silent charge, transition stance, go step, C swap, go step, C swap, transition stance, and then so on and so on and so on. Just like that. So it'll start looking like this. I mean, it'll be a little bit scuffed for you because you might be learning it a little bit slower, but just do it like this very slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just like that. 7 skills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just like that. And then you basically restart with 1 after 7. So this is 1. Transition stance first, like going up, katana up, is going to be 1. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just like that. It'll be pretty hard to focus on other stuff while doing this movement combo, but as long as you can just reliably do it like this and get comfortable with it, you should be good. So I'm gonna do it again. I'm just gonna do it in a straight line, but so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, just like that. Now you don't want to do it in W. Well, let me go out into the safe zone so I don't get grief while doing this. But as long as you're doing it that way, you should be perfectly fine. As long as you're able to loop your movement like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. Just like that. So transition stance, silent charge, transition stance, go step, C swap, go step, C swap, transition stance, silent charge, transition stance again. Just like that. As long as you're able to do it like that, you should be perfectly fine. For the main part of all that, that's basically the entire movement combo. All you want to learn now is being able to track your target with these skills like that, and you should be able to comfortably move your camera and your skills accordingly to whatever target you're looking at. So let's say you're looking at that barrel, doing those 7 skills in order like that. This is the most basic part of it. This is literally adding nothing but just these skills that you can rotate forever. Just like that. So, just to recap, 1 to 7, all you have to do is silent charge, or transition stance, which is 1, silent charge, which is 2, transition stance, which is 3, go step, into C swap, which is 4 and 5, and then after your C-swap, just go step, C-swap again, and you're basically done with the movement guide, or the movement combo. If you want to get a little bit flashier with stuff, or extend your movement a little bit further, all you have to do is add ninja step in between basically anything. So for that, I'll show you here. See how I did that after C-swap. I usually don't ninja step in Awakening because it's very clunky and it doesn't really feel right. I like being able to C-swap out of my ninja step into Awakening instead of pre-Awakening. So I'm gonna go over this part really fast so I can wrap up the video, but this is me adding ninja step to it. So you're gonna do transition stance, silent charge, transition stance, go step, C-swap, ninja step, go step, C-swap. Just like that. That's all you have to do. You basically you're just implementing silent charge or ninja step in the middle of those two skills. So the time you would be waiting for your go step here after you go step C-swap is now going to be ninja step. Just like that. So you don't have to wait. So just like that. Let's say I finished the silent charge combo. Go step C-swap, ninja step, go step C-swap. Just like that. Do it again. See how I did that? That's all you gotta do. And then to restart it with ninja step, just do go step, C-swap, ninja step, go step, C-swap, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get the idea? I'm gonna do it all at once now. So with ninja step as well. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just like that. Just like that. That's all you gotta do. As long as you're able to do it like that, you should be fine. Now you just gotta remember to be able to track your targets, and should be fine for this looped movement. This is just me doing it normally, just with camera movement, and then add ninja step in the middle of your C-swap there. And you should be able to comfortably do a basic looped movement that keeps you protected. Let me touch on what each skill does real quick before this finishes. So your transition stance when you go up is frontal, and then when you go into silent charge it's iframe. So what you're doing is going into a frontal, iframe, frontal, iframe, frontal, iframe, frontal, just like that. That's what basically everything does. So you just got to be wary of what skills do what, but keep this aimed at your target since it's a frontal. This doesn't matter since it's iframe, frontal, iframe into a frontal, and then iframe frontal again. Just like that. That should be the entire loop movement. As long as you're fine with that and you're getting comfortable learning it in small spurts and not all at once, shouldn't be too hard for you to get it down perfectly. But that about wraps it up. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/BlockJump. I'll have it in the description, but overall, I'm going to be probably making more videos like this if this one isn't too scuffed and trash, but I'll be working on stuff like overall movement in general, and like what skills do and how to use them properly, and probably some large-scale awakening tips and stuff like that for Siege and whatnot, because Sieging and Awakening, you know, is not the best experience, and I'm sure a lot of people have been feeling that way too. So I'll definitely try to add some videos on that topic as well.